right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, everyone, today is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Let's take a look at what we have going on, and there is a lot to get to. First off, I want to mention down in the southern U.S., there is going to be a major winter storm that is going to impact the southern U.S., and it's going to start on Friday, and it's going to last through Saturday and through Sunday. And so areas in the southern U.S., Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, all of these areas, even the eastern part of the country, is going to be dealing with this big-time winter storm that is a rare event. It only happens, maybe once every 5 to 10 years. This is a pretty rare occasion. So heads up down in those areas that we are dealing with that. If you know anybody that lives down there, be sure to let them know. Now, for our region, we luckily are going to skip out on that event, but we got to deal with something completely different. We have a different winter storm impacting our region that involves a cold Arctic blast that is shooting through our region. We do have a cold weather advisory, and then we have an extreme cold warning. Those are the two that we have in effect here for our region. Now, the cold weather advisory is a little bit less intense, a little bit less of a concern, but still a concern. Now, that is for dangerous wind chills of -25 to -35. Let's go ahead and read this off here. This is in effect from 6 p.m. Mountain Time today, this evening, until noon Mountain Time tomorrow. Very cold wind chills again, -25 to -35 are expected. Those are wind chills that are going to be extremely cold. And it says the dangerously cold wind chills as low as 35 below zero could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 10 minutes. And use caution while traveling, wear appropriate clothing. And then we have an extreme cold warning that is in effect for the areas shaded in darker blue. That includes Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, Des Moines, Sioux City, up towards Aberdeen, eastern South Dakota, north central South Dakota, and then north central and northeastern Nebraska, and then a good chunk of Iowa, and all of Minnesota is in this. Very, very interesting stuff here. Let me go ahead and read this off for you. So, dangerously cold wind chills, -30 to -40 are expected across eastern South Dakota into northwest Iowa and northeast Nebraska. And this is from midnight tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 10 minutes. Dress in layers, and hat, face mask, gloves, coat, winter coat is a big one. And so that is something we're going to be having to deal with tonight into tomorrow. And these wind chills are not going away. We are going to have a prolonged period of very cold weather, this Arctic cold weather in Canada. It's going to be here for a while. It's going to be here to stay, actually. Now, the worst of it is going to be initially. It's going to be tonight into Friday morning. That is the worst of it. Luckily, it's going to get a little bit better, but we're still going to be extremely cold. So we're going to hash out the rest of this forecast for you here in just a moment. But first, let's hear a brief word from our sponsor at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
All right, so as we take a look at your windshield map, this is the model run. And if we run this out today, again, you notice a sharp contrast here. You start to notice a sharp decline in wind chills. You're going to see very cold wind chills entering our region as early as tonight, with wind chills in the minus 30s, minus 40s. Even in Minnesota, we're looking at minus 50s for wind chills. So some very serious wind chills. This is very dangerous to be outside for a long period of time, especially if you're exposed. Like exposed skin is a big no-no with these wind chills. And it's, like I said, it's not going to go away. The worst of it again tonight into tomorrow. But then after that, Saturday, cold wind chills, minus teens and 20s. Same thing on Sunday, same thing on Monday, and same thing, next week. Next week it looks like similar story. So this cold air is here to stay. And so if you like the colder weather, you're going to love this forecast. If you like the warmer weather, you're not going to like this forecast. But that is just what we have to deal with, unfortunately. And I thought this was an interesting graphic to show. This is actually a look at your real temperatures for tomorrow morning. This is not wind chill. This is actual temperatures for tomorrow morning. Look at some of these numbers. Minus teens across the area, even minus 21 up in Buffalo. So this is some serious cold weather. Minus 17 in Sioux Falls, minus 16 in Pierre. Even down as far south as Omaha and Des Moines are still going to be below zero. We're still looking at a very cold forecast for everyone as we head into tomorrow morning. Now, again, I wanted to mention once again, I mentioned in a previous video, the snowfall forecast through this weekend. Now, there's going to be a little bit of snow. Looks like southwestern South Dakota into Nebraska and far southern Iowa. This is what we're looking at. This is the map through Sunday, through your weekend. And so Friday and Saturday, we're looking at the potential for some snow. Again, the Black Hills region, 1 to 2 inches possible. Even Rapid City could see an inch of snow out of this. And into, again, Nebraska, 1 to 2 inches. And 1 to 2 inches in southern Iowa. So did want to mention that. Those are the only areas that we're seeing snow this weekend. Otherwise, everywhere else, Sioux Falls, everywhere else is going to be dry. But for those certain areas, we're going to be seeing that. Some snow. Not a lot of accumulation, though. Now, here is another thing to this Arctic blast that people are talking about. Exploding trees. This is a topic that has been brought up in a lot of areas online. And I just want to set the record straight that when they're talking about exploding trees, they're over-exaggerating, and I think they are also just trying to hype it up more than it really is. Basically what it is when it gets so cold, when you get wind chills like this, minus 30s, minus 40s, minus 50s, you can have trees that will break. Now, are they going to explode? No, they don't explode. What happens is it gets so cold that it breaks. The tree breaks, essentially, and it makes a very loud noise. So that's all there is to it. It doesn't mean they're just going to explode and into a million pieces, or they're going to, you're going to see a nuclear bomb explosion. No, nothing like that. It's, again, the trees. Now, it's also highly unlikely for that to even happen. But if it does happen, like I said, it would just break. The tree would break, and you would see, you would probably hear a loud noise. But that would be about it. So don't believe a lot of the stuff you see online, because they over-exaggerate and they make certain things up. And quickly, here is another view of the cold wind chills that is expected. You can see, Brookings, minus 30s to minus 40 tonight. Those are the coldest wind chills. Madison, Marshall, Pipestone, Spencer, Watertown, Windham, Worthington, those communities. So certain communities are going to be seeing upper minus 30s to minus 40s for wind chills. Those are the worst of the wind chills. And as you can see, according to this map, again, this is provided by the National Weather Service. We appreciate everything that they do. For Sioux Falls, minus 30s for wind chills. And again, the worst of it is going to be tonight into tomorrow, as I mentioned before. And then after that, there's still going to be cold wind chills, but not as extreme as what we're going to be seeing here tonight into tomorrow. And looking at our 10-day forecast for Sioux Falls, again, tomorrow, we're going to really cool things down. We're going to get below zero for daytime highs, and then we're going to be in the single digits for your weekend, still very cold. And then we will warm up very slightly next week into the teens to low 20s. And we're not seeing a lot of wind in this forecast, though, so that's good at least. And at least we're not seeing any snowstorms either in the forecast. And then for the Aberdeen area, we're seeing a similar forecast, but a little bit colder. -5 tomorrow for a daytime high. That's rare. You don't get that a lot. And then we'll see single digits Saturday, 0 degrees on Sunday. Very, very cold forecast ahead. Single digits and teens next week for daytime highs, so we're not going to get much better. This entire 10-day forecast for at least the next 10 days, we are looking at a prolonged period of very, very cold air. And then for the Pierre area, we're seeing -2 tomorrow, very, very cold, and then back into the teens on Saturday, but then falling once again on Sunday back to the single digits, 4 degrees, and then next week we'll improve slightly into the teens and 20s next week. And again, we're not seeing any systems in this forecast. And then for the Rapid City area, a little bit warmer, 1 degree tomorrow. Obviously, that's the coldest day of the 10-day. That's not warm. But teens for your weekend, so slight improvement. And then we will improve on some of these numbers next week, at least for Rapid City. We're going to be back into the 30s, even the low 40s by the end of that 10-day. So there is light at the end of the tunnel for Rapid City at least, and we're not seeing any snowstorms or any moisture, and we're not seeing much in this forecast. No wind either. So this was sponsored by the Black Venom Outdoors and the Gatekeeper Security and Fence. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. We want to hear from you guys on this very cold weather ahead and the major winter storm that is down south. And be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And we'll be providing updates to you guys as we get them. So thank you guys for watching, and be safe out there.